My name is Jessica and I have no idea what I'm doing. Today I'm going to look at some more makeup of interest, as the title says, and if you haven't been here before, first of all, welcome, and second of all, know that when I'm looking at new makeup, nowadays anyway, not in the past, that I ask myself two questions. Is it for me, and do I need it? These two questions are very important in making sure you don't buy things that you're not going to use or that you don't already have, stuff like that. Also, I just want to say that these videos, first of all, are a pain to film because they require a lot of editing and putting in pictures, and they can be long. And that's my second complaint, that I'm not the only one who does this. I feel like all the YouTubers who do these kinds of videos, they end up being very long. However, I know that a lot of people like to watch these, myself included, so I'm going to do my best to keep this as short and quick as possible. So the first item on my list is the BH Cosmetics X Tina Yong Run Wild Shadow Highlighter and Blush Palette. I don't know who Tina Yong is, sorry, but I can say that the greens and purples definitely caught my eye right away. I got a little excited, a little ahead of myself, and said, ooh, actually, maybe I'll get this. No, you won't, Jessica. It's not for you, because it has a lot of warm tones in there, and the blushes and highlighters aren't really my thing. It's a lot to get just for the purple and green shades. Is it for me? No. Do I need it? No, I have shades like that. So the next thing on my list is the Stellar Collision Eyeshadow and Highlighter Palette, also from BH Cosmetics. This one is really hard to say no to. I have the other galactic themed palettes, or almost all of them. Not the neutral warm toned one, obviously. But the right half of this palette looks so pretty. I mean, it's got the greens, the blues, the purples, all the kinds of things that I like. But that is only half the palette, and it is $21, which I think is a little bit much for them, because I think the other galactic palettes are like $18. Is it for me? The right half definitely is. Do I need it? Not really. I have so many of those kinds of shades. But I do like BH Cosmetics and it looks really pretty, so it's really hard to say no to that one. Next thing I'm going to talk about is the Laila 2 eyeshadow palette from Blush Tribe. I've heard about Blush Tribe simply through watching Angeshka's videos. I'm not going to try to say her last name, but she has a closer makeup style to mine than most other YouTubers do, and she's pointed out some really nice Blush Tribe palettes. I don't know what it's called, but I like the look of the purple, blue, and green one. Perfect for me, right? But the thing is, I don't need it, and I don't need this one either. I think there's a really nice variety in the different kinds of greens, and maybe one day I would want to try one of these palettes, but I really don't need it, at least right now. Is it for me? I would say probably, but do I need it? No. Next on the list is the Colourpop collaboration with KathleenLights. The Zodiac eyeshadow palette she came out with is being released in single eyeshadows, and she's also adding 4 blushes to that collection. The blushes are nice and all, but blushes generally don't get me excited. I'm a big eyeshadow person, so the blushes are okay. Not really looking for any blushes right now unless I saw a particular color or formula that I was into. As for the singles, I think it's a great idea that she's making singles of her eyeshadow palette, and I have to say they do look really tempting. Some of them are for me, but I really don't need any of them. I do have colors like those. The next thing I want to talk about is the Kiko Cosmetics Beyond Limits collection. I'm only going to talk about the parts of the collection that caught my eye. So those are the 12-hour long-lasting eyeshadows, so they look like sticks with 2 ends. Some eyeliners, 3 eyeshadow palettes, and a waterproof mascara. So the eyeshadow sticks that have the blue one and they have the green one, obviously those caught my eye, but are they for me? The color yes, but I don't know if I've ever had luck with Kiko eyeshadow sticks before. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Either way, I don't really need it. I got excited by the indigo eyeliner, but really, how many times do I wear eyeliner? Not a lot. I can do without it. Is it for me? Not really, maybe. Do I need it? Not really, maybe. I think we should hold off on that one. I have so many eyeliners that I don't even use. Now for the eyeshadow palettes. Let's get the one that I'm not interested in out of the way, and I think we all know which one that is. It's ironically called Challenge Yourself, and I think the only person that palette would be a challenge for is me, because it's very neutral and bland. I mean, in my opinion, we all know that that is not for me. Those are not my kinds of colors. Definitely don't need it either. The one called Positive Attitude looks tempting because of the purple, the pink, the gold, and like the mauve tones to back it up, but it's not really for me. I'm just looking at a couple colors, mainly the purple, and I don't need it. The last one is called Energetic Mood, and that teal is definitely catching my eye. So is the peach, actually. But is it for me? No, I'm only looking at one or two shades. And do I need it? Definitely not. However, I am very interested in the waterproof mascara. The reason being because they have a blue one and a green one. I enjoy wearing blue and green mascara. Really, the only reason that I don't wear it that often is because I don't have ones in a waterproof formula. And little disclosure, I have some ill family members and I get upset, I feel like, more often than I used to. So more often than not nowadays, I gravitate toward waterproof mascara. But to have waterproof blue and green mascaras would be fantastic. So actually, I might save up for both of those. Are they for me? Yes. I'm hoping the formula is good. And do I need them? Look, I don't need anything, but I definitely don't have blue and green mascaras in a waterproof formula. So I could say yes to that. The next item on my list, I know I'm a little late to the game with this one, but the MAC Fix Plus setting spray in 4 new scents: pineapple, peony, white tea, and watermelon. I've actually never tried Fix Plus before, and I was recently looking to do so, and I love watermelon, so I was actually thinking of getting the watermelon one. What recently changed my mind is that I can't confirm it, but I've mentioned in other videos that I have IBS and lactose intolerance, and I have to be careful with what lip products I use because I can get sick from them. Sometimes I even have to be careful with face products because, believe it or not, all of these things that you're putting on your body can be absorbed into your system. And I mentioned in one of my videos, a few videos back, I guess, that I actually got really sick one day and I didn't know why. I'm still trying to figure out why, and I may not really ever know for sure, but I wonder if it was the Wet n Wild coconut setting spray that I used. That's the only thing I can think of that I did differently. As far as I know, I didn't eat anything bad. So yes, I am that sensitive that something like that could do this to me. Again, I'm not sure if that was it or not, but right now I'm not really looking to take my chances because I was very, very sick. So maybe sometime in the future I would be willing to try the MAC Fix Plus in watermelon, but right now, is it for me? Well, the scent is, but is the formula going through my skin? I don't know. And do I need it? The Wet n Wild setting sprays I've been using haven't been impressing me, so I feel like this could be a need. The next items I'm going to talk about are from Makeup Revolution, and they are the collaborations with Roxxsaurus. I'm sorry, I don't know who that is either, but they are the Ride or Die eyeshadow palette and the Color Burst eyeshadow palette. Yeah, the Ride or Die palette is obviously not my kind of Ride or Die palette. So moving on from that one, the Color Burst one actually looks really nice. That first row, of course, is very tempting to me, but I'm trying to remember that they are all mattes. I like the matte peach. I like the Twilight shade. The burgundy, the lighter gold, the silver. I think there's a lot in there that I could work with. Is it for me? Maybe. But do I need it? No, I really don't. I have those kinds of colors. I don't need another palette. Next is the Milani Stay Put eyeliner. Originally, I was potentially interested in some of the more colorful ones, but correct me if I'm wrong, I think they're pencil eyeliner. I thought they had been liquid eyeliner, and I'm not a big pencil eyeliner person. So if they're liquid, maybe I would consider it, but if they're pencil, nah, not for me. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the Quad Squad from Sample Beauty. There are 4 different palettes: the Ardoise palette, the Rain palette, the Immensity palette, and the Hydrographic palette. The Ardoise, am I saying that right? The Ardoise palette kind of looks like the Modern Renaissance palette by ABH, but regardless, we know that's not for me. Rain palette, also not for me. The Immensity palette, it does have a lot of colors in it, but they're mattes and I don't need them. Then there's the Hydrographic palette. As you know, or now you know, my favorite eyeshadow colors to wear are basically purple, green, and blue. So this palette looks like it should be the perfect palette for me. But I have to say, I feel like there isn't a lot of dimension, and things look more matte than I particularly like them. What I mean by lack of dimension is they all seem to be around like a medium color. Like there's not light colors, dark colors, and medium colors. It is very tempting. I've never tried this brand before. Is it for me? Somewhat. Do I need it? No, I do have things like this, or at least individual shades like these. Next up is the Stilazzi Cosmetics collaboration with Jordan Liberty, and it's the Darkroom eyeshadow palette. This palette definitely caught my eye, especially that left side where all the cool tones are and like the blues and purples are. I've never tried anything from either of these brands before. Never heard of them really. It's kind of a lot of money. It's $39. Really, the more I look at it, I'm just drawn to the sparkly blue and sparkly purple. Is it for me? Not really. And do I need it? Definitely not. Next up is the Tarte Unleashed palette. So what do you think? Can you make a prediction by now? My eyes are drawn to the teals, and that's about it. Is it for me? No. Do I need it? No. I think the final thing on my list is the Violet Voss I Do Not Care Fun Size palette. I've never tried anything from Violet Voss, although I have swatched a few of her things in Sephora, and I like the quality on some of them. I would definitely consider getting a palette from her at some point, but let's break this palette down. I see 3 browns that I'm not really going to care about. The matte magenta and matte blue are interesting. Of course, I like the turquoise shimmer and the 2 purple shimmers, although they look kind of similar. The white pearl is nice. The matte pink, eh. And like the rest of what I've been saying, there's nothing wrong with any of these products. It's just a matter of whether it's for you or not. And this one, it was a good try, but it's not for me. And do I need it? No. I'm hoping this video wasn't too long. If it's 20 minutes or under, I think that's pretty good. Preferably, I'd like it to be maybe between 13 and 18 minutes, closer to the 13 side, but I don't think that's going to be the case. So what have you guys been looking at? Have you found any makeup of interest? Tell me what's for you. Tell me what you're looking at. Tell me what's not for you. And anything that caught your eye in this video. Alright, so that's it for today. I hope you have a good day no matter what it is you're doing. Bye! See you next time.